What time is it now? It's Pavlov's time, and today we'll be talking about new hybrid earphones made by Hidizs or Hidizs, still not sure about pronunciation, probably Hidizs, named MS3. Not so long ago I already reviewed their MS5, and MS5 appeared to be really interesting model, but probably doesn't target it towards wide audience. It was really interesting in terms of tuning, but not like one size fit all. And soon after that, Hidizs decided to release MS3 model with lower price, and as you can easily guess by number, with lower drivers count. It's like really classical in terms of acoustic schema earphones. It uses one dynamic driver with dual magnet system and Knowles as WFK driver, so like everything we need to create a good sounding hybrids. Their retail price stated at level $170, but for now they have a promotion on their website. No, I'm not sure how long it will be going, but for now you can get them for, or at least not by now, by the moment I'm recording this video, you can get them for $112, which makes them even better buy. But let's consider the final MSRP, it's $170 earphones. And with all that, let's have a closer look. So you can see box is nice, it's pretty big, but not like oversized. Good polygraphy on the front side, and on the rear side they listed like a lot of specifications. 120 decibels of sensitivity, 18 ohms of impedance, detailed description of dynamic driver, what exact Knowles driver used here, and so on. And let's go inside. So some papers here, then earpieces themselves. So a bit hard to push them out, but if you'll be persistent, you achieve that complex goal. So here they are. Then we are getting three set of tips. Bassy, vocal as usual means high frequency accented, and balanced ear tips. So balanced is balanced like everywhere. And also there are three tuning filters. Red, if I remember right, red is for bass, Hidizs suggested for rock and metal, but to be honest I prefer like more bass-light representation for such genres. Also they have this like rose gold or coral gold. It's a balanced version, like Hidizs said that it's their signature sound they wanted to achieve. And as you can easily guess, silver one is treble oriented. Hidizs suggested for the classical music and things like anime soundtracks and stuff that requires like high-pitched sound. And let's go even deeper. Here we should get the cable, because cable is a totally necessary part. So let's tear it away. And this classical pleather bag with clunky opening, and inside it's a cable, so you can prank your friends with this case. Here is the cable. I've got a regular 3.5mm version, but you can also get 4.4mm balanced one. It's oxygen-free copper, if I remember right. So here they are. In terms of design, I really like them. It's a metal casted shell, similar to one that Fio uses in some models, and it's a bit different step compared to the MS5. If you remember MS5, they have that complex grille on the faceplate with some openings, and here we having just a solid faceplate. looks pretty fancy, and at the same time not like super fancy or something like that. Here is vent hole, just one to balance, oh no, sorry, two of them to balance drivers, and it's made of metal, so we can't see internals, but most likely it's a classical hybrid schema with dynamic driver put inside, and so let me grab it, and balanced armature located in the spout. There is probably some crossover involved and something like that, but you need something good to grip and undo that filters, because they are smooth and not that easy to grab, and also they screw it really firmly. So as you can see, it's even possible to see the balanced armature driver itself, so it plays right into your ear. And Hidizs said that they tuned these earphones close to H2019 curve, and in this case, of course, it's easy to admit that most probably they meant Harman curve. In general, good build quality, nice length of spouts providing about average sound isolation, nice fit at least into my ears, comfortable wearing, so all we can expect. Cables are made replaceable, and they use the same fancy design of the connectors as MS5. Probably the most fanciest looking connectors ever made. But in general it's like classical 2-pin connectors. Here how it looks connected, and actually in my opinion it matches the design of this faceplate. So here is the cable. As you can see, it's pretty thick, looks great, but at the same time it's like average in terms of softness. Microphonic effect is low, but it's definitely not that type of super soft cable. It's accurately braided. Here is a splitter with a chin slider, and slider is pretty tight, and after the splitter it goes down, braided to the regular 3.5mm jack. Jack actually is pretty heavy, so it's some solid metal inside of it. As you can see, in terms of all exterior things, everything is done great. And of course we need to talk about the sound. I gave them 48 hours of burn-in, but there were no significant changes in the sound signature, so there is no sense in doing some burn-in, and much more sense in experimenting with different filters and tips. And like as usual, I went to the middle path or balanced path. I like balanced filters, and I like balanced tips. First of all, they actually fit into my ears better, and I like the softness of silicone they made of. And about the filters, indeed, red one boosts a little bit bass, remaining the other parts as they are. And the silver one boosting slightly treble, not without changing like low frequencies. Impact on low frequencies is more noticeable, but it's still pretty accurate, so don't expect them to be super bass boosted. It's just accurate light boost that gives you a bit different perspective, but doesn't change sound drastically. And treble, actually it's even less perceptible. You'll get a bit more energy and sharpness in the treble, but difference won't be huge, but at the same time you'll get a bit more airiness in the sound. But let's talk about that middle balanced filter. I'm sorry, and that's actually perfect type of hybrids, like what everyone expects. From low side we have a mighty bass, clean mids thanks to armature driver, and slightly boosted treble to balance low frequencies, like everyone used and like. And bass, it's accented but not too much, definitely not a bass headphones by any means, it's just that like average Harman target boosted low frequencies. Main accent made on mid bass, deep layers of bass are present, but they are not dominating. In my opinion, it's a proper way of tuning, because to my ears, deep bass should be present, and it's necessary to build the firm foundation to add more firmness and body to the sound, but at the same time, for me, like super accented deep bass doesn't sound natural, and it's a bit fatiguing, because it's fun for like 5 minutes, but then, especially when you're listening to some acoustic music or like double bass or something like that, you're starting to understand that double bass doesn't sound that forward and aggressive in real life. And here we're getting really nice tuning, great texturing, nice resolution, enough of impact, so like bass balance from any side. If you're not a bass head, quantity will satisfy you too. Pretty universal type of representation, both for some realistic instruments or for some synthesized or sampled bass, they will be pretty good. But I decided to select like tracks that are more on a complex side of things, and because of that it's Amber Rubarth's Live, Darkest Dark, Brightest Bright. Great recorded thing, and this track has interesting double bass part. Also to low frequencies go some percussions and also some low notes of the guitar, and actually you're getting pretty nice definition, and you're getting all that instruments separated, full-bodied and represented as they should be. Not perfect, of course, but for this price is close to perfection actually. I'm not speaking about mids and treble, because we'll talk about mids right now. And of course mids are recessed or like not boosted like bass and treble, but at the same time, thanks to good coherence, nice transition from bass to mid frequencies, they selected like proper frequency cut, proper frequency to make this cut of two drivers, and that means that you're getting nice resolution of armature driver without softening lower mids. And basically mids are like good balanced armature, slightly focused on the micro contrast, but not too much, without adding additional weight, without trying to boost dynamics, so pretty honest, and because of that slightly dependent on the source and material quality. But on the good material you'll get nice amount of airiness, you'll get sense of realism, you'll get fun and crisp female vocals. Male vocals can lack a bit of boosted weight sometimes, but it's rare an option, because usually male voices are not that deep, and on the mid they getting enough of weight. Also they built really good imaginary stage, probably not as good as MS5, but still noticeably above average in width. Depth is a bit smaller than width, but still everything positioned pretty well. But at the same time, this earphones doesn't try to exaggerate anything and build like huge and super expanded stage. So if you heard good balanced armature mids, like when single balanced armature is responsible for mids, you can pretty get an idea of this sound. It's enjoyable, but at the same time slightly like slightly focusing the small nuances that gives you like more hyper realism sometimes. And example for the mid frequencies, it's David Chesky, Duke's Groove, like really good multi-instrument jazz, also perfectly recorded. So previous track was by Chesky, this one is also recorded by Chesky. Really creative with a lot of instruments, and that means that you need good resolution on the mid frequencies to separate them from each other, and this earphones does it well. Treble is also slightly boosted, not too much. I'm still speaking about the balanced version, because you can boost it a bit more if you'd like. Or actually you can reduce treble by using bass filter. It won't reduce treble, actually it will boost it bass, and it will shift your attention from the high frequencies, meaning that they will be less forward. so you have a nice amount of variations. And also tip rolling also does the thing. Anyway, to my ears, treble isn't sharp, it's classical balanced armature treble with fast attacks and decays, a bit airy, slightly lacking weight, but still pretty nice. Playing good both basic overtones and more extended ones and more sophisticated. Layering is almost absent, but for this price tier it's like not something to expect anyway. So besides that, treble is really good. If you're really sensitive to high frequencies, maybe you should try before buying, but actually in my opinion they won't be too harsh for vast majority of people, but still it depends, of course. And we've got another great jazz track. It's Echoes of Ellington Jazz Orchestra, and it's a jazz reinterpretation of Gustav Holst Planets, like in the style of jazz big band and Duke Ellington in particular. Really interesting album, highly recommended to you. If you like classical music, you'll get like interesting reinterpretation of famous masterpiece. If you like jazz, you'll get actually yet another great jazz album. And of course, as you can imagine, like there are a lot of things here, a lot of different brass instruments and noticeable percussions, and they all goes to the high frequency area. If you heard like orchestral jazz, you can imagine that high screams of different saxophone, tubas, and actually not tubas, trumpets and other instruments. So sometimes they go like sharply to high frequencies, and it requires nice treble performance. Maybe not perfectly, but MS3 like really deliver it in pretty nice and enjoyable way. In terms of pairing, actually they really deserve something good, so some digital tonal converter or some at least like upper basic level player will be a nice pairing for them, but they have like reserved to scale up even to the middle segment players. Speaking about the comparisons, like MS5 compared to MS5, this is more mass market model with less attempts to soften or to spice in something. Like here you'll get classical V-shaped signature, not like with great boost, but made accurately, and you'll get like most enjoyable type of sound with textured and punchy bass, clean mids and treble. While MS5 offers more sophisticated tuning with their own features like bit faster and tighter bass, more expanded and spacious stage, but like they have some unusual things like absence of smaller boost in the upper mids area and so on. So basically, if you don't, what I want to tell, if you can't audition MS5 yourself and you want to make a blind order, MS3 will be a safer choice for you. And actually I'm sure that MS3 will get much more attention in near future because they are really well tuned. I don't know what we've got in this segment. Eco OH10, for example, they have more present deep bass but slightly less natural middle bass. In terms of mids and treble, Eco is a bit more focused on the micro contrast and slightly colder on the high frequencies, while here you'll get a bit more relaxed mids and treble. I'm not saying that they are relaxed, just compared to the Eco. And the Fuse FH3, they have a bit more bass and a bit more forced lower bass. Also they have a bit more detailed mids, but at the same time a bit more forward treble. So to summarize everything up, I think conclusion will be really easy. Hidizs created a really interesting model of hybrid earphones. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.